Hello guys and welcome to Dwarf Fortress. This is Brendan and we're going to be doing another series. I started one before and basically I got some comments. I realized I had not switched over to the new version because I have a fort I really love going on my old game and I didn't want to lose it. So I turned updates off. But now we've switched to the most supported version of the game and we'll keep updating as the Lazy Noob Pack and Dwarf Therapist and stuff catch up. So we're just going to be creating a world. Yeah, I hope people will bear with us going through this one more time, but I just think this is the better method for us rather than going back. For the Lazy Noob Pack, the only things that I want to explain are I have I'm using Space Fox this time, because someone asked about it, and I always make sure this is on from the Lazy Noob Pack FPS counter. I like to see how how fast our computer's running, and then down here, I turn backup saves on. Part of the reason we're starting over instead of upgrading the other fort is that I made a few more videos. The saves got messed up and kind of corrupted. So I want to start fresh so that we don't have to deal with that. All right, so we're gonna hit create new world. So if you haven't played before, I will try to make this video series, as much of a tutorial as possible. So this is our first screen. We have our world size. We can put that, small is fine. I think that's the default. We're going to leave history to short, civilizations to medium, number of sites to medium, beasts to very high, savagery to very high, and mineral occurrence to frequent. You could turn beasts and savagery down if you've never played before, but it'll make it more fun, and you will learn more about how to play either way. You probably won't last very long if it's your first game anyways. We hit Y for go, and now it's going to start loading the world, and this is Elder Althea, the Wondrous Plains. So it's just in the process of loading. You can see here it's going to generate years of history, or historical figures, the events of the world. And as it goes through and does that, we'll just pause the video for a minute. Wait, that's not what I want. We'll just pause. Alright, so I think this is going to be suitable for us. I was just looking over here. I think these numbers seem much lower than normal to me, which makes me question if we're going to be in a low number of populace, a low population environment. But I think it should be okay. And the map looks alright. It has all the different things I would want it to. So we'll just hit enter to accept it. And now it will quickly load all the units and stuff. If you're running on a laptop, you want to try to limit, like I am, the size of your world, the size of, basically the game is going to calculate a huge amount of data for everything it generates, especially with the newer versions, which now keep the world moving in the background. So we want to make sure we try to limit the size of the world so that the game runs faster. So now we're just going to hit start playing. We want to go into Dwarf Fortress mode for Elder Althea. So now it's going to load up. Pretty quick, it'll load the world for us. Alright, and this screen here just means it's simulating the passage of time. Each day that goes by is in more depth than it does in the first screen. Alright, so here are our maps. If you've never played Dwarf Fortress before, this map here is the world map. It shows the entire world we've generated, and this is a regional one. You can see it zoomed in a little bit, and over here's our local. So we want to go, I just want to look and see if there's any volcanoes. That's the one thing I didn't see. Wait, I'm not seeing a volcano anywhere. There's a tower. Alright, so there are all the civilizations, so I think we're going to be okay to play. We're going to hit F for find desired location. The only things I'm going to care about, I don't want aquifer. I would like fluxstone. I would like some shallow metal, and I would like deep metal. If you've never played before, this is the most important one. You want to make sure the aquifer is off, because if it's on, you're going to be miserable. And soil and clay can be important, but I don't care so much for our purposes. So we're just going to hit enter to do a search. And now we're going to see over here, the world is going to start to be scanned. The green areas are going to be the acceptable places in the world for us to live. The red areas are the areas where it's not okay. Some other little things to point out. These little yellow eyes are elven civilization. Sorry, I'm trying to remember. So now hit escape to browse results. So this little pie symbol is a tower. The purple and silver like circles with a line under them are going to be goblins. The ends are humans, I believe. The omega symbols are dwarfs. And the yellow, I believe, is elves. But I might be switching to humans and elves. That doesn't really matter. Alright. So what I'm looking for is there a location where we have all of these enemies nearby? That's going to be suitable for me. I'm trying to get us near a tower, because that would make it kind of fun, I think, but we'll see what we can do. This is maybe an option. It's very hot. That means the water will evaporate, I think, quicker. I think that's part of what that means. Alright. Okay, so this might be an option. So I'm just going to look for one more second. You kind of just have to scroll around at this point and see. So over here we still have the tower too. Alright, well maybe we'll come over here to one of these mountain areas because it's going to be a little bit better. Sorry. I'll pick something soon, I promise. I won't just keep sitting here. It doesn't really matter that much. Sand, some soil, shallow metals, deep metals, fluxstone. Trees are sparse. I'd rather be in that woodland. So let's get back over there. Alright, so this is a flat, generally speaking, area. It's very hot, woodlands. The cavern is hills. It's wilderness. And there is the tower nearby. So I think this will do alright. Actually, alright, let's come here. It's heavily forested conifer forest, the forest of shocking. And if you look at the map, you can see that we're actually just a few squares away from the goblins. So we're gonna move. There we go. Alright, so I'm using the arrow keys and UKHM to move around the area. So this is going to be our spot, and we're going to hit E for Embark. Yeah, that's perfect. And I'm sure that's good, so we'll hit enter. Alright, so if we're on this screen, we're going to go down to prepare for the journey carefully. If you've never played before, this I believe is Captain Duck's settings, and those would be really good. You can also use the default ones. or any of those, let's say easy start or whatever, are going to be fine. But I like to prepare carefully, because then you can see a little bit about how I like to do it. Sorry, just making sure that the video is running. That's my big fear. Alright, so I'm going to pause this while I quickly name the dwarfs, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so our 7 dwarfs are Goldak, Steelhead, Arya, Doc, Marcus, Luther, and Alec. So now I'm just going to go through and set their abilities. We want to put at least 2 miners. Arya is going to be a woodcutter and a carpenter. Doc is going to be a mason and a what's the other job I wanted to give? And a mechanic. Marcus will be another woodcutter, as well as being a building designer. Luther will be a stone crafter. And Alec is going to be our trader. So I'm going to give him some points in growing. Sorry, I want to make sure. Alright, so you're going to get points here, Marcus, in growing. A few there, and then also in brewing. So we want to make sure we're able to brew. That's very important. The dwarfs will die otherwise. And then you are going to be basically a combination hauler and noble. So I want to give you points in appraise, judge of intent, and negotiate. And that's going to be enough for me, actually, for now. So now we're going to go over to items, which is tab, and start setting all this up. We don't need a step ladder or a wheelbarrow. We can make those. And we don't need this stuff here, because if we need to use a splint in the beginning of the game, we're probably dead anyways. So we're going to get 3 female dogs, 1 male dog, 1 female cat. And then we want to go down to turkeys, which are on the next page. We want to use turkeys because they are the most efficient egg layers. In terms of meat, size, they're the best combination. And then I'm going to come up to llamas, and I want a male llama and a female llama. Great. And that's so we can make sure we have a bustling industry in terms of cloth, food, everything will be taken care of there. Alright, so now I want to go to N for new. We are going to go down to not sand, where is it? I want to get some gypsum powder. There we go. Powders, gypsum plaster. Because I won't be making it otherwise. And then, is there anything else I want from here? I don't think so. No. Alright, so then we're just gonna, I like to max out the rest of it in food. Great, and drinks, I mean. So that's perfect. We are ready to embark. So we just want to name the fort the Oakentown. I kind of like that, actually. And we're going to be building a lot above ground, because I think that's kind of fun, so we will leave it as that. And now I want to go to name group the Everlasting Mergings of Sensing. And we're just going to hit random a few times. I don't really care that much, but this kind of helps with our story if we get at least a good name, so that I don't have to name the video series something stupid. The Helmed Crypt. Okay, that's fine with me. So we are going to be embarking now, so I'm going to hit E for embark. And now the game is going to freak out for a minute as it loads everything, but in a second we'll be embarking on our way. It's not responding, but it will. Alright, we have arrived. After the journey from the mountain home into the forbidding wilderness, your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all of Algorth-Bormek. There's almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance, whether by bolt, plow, or hook, provide for your dwarfs. You're expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now, enough time to secure lodgings ere the grizzly bears get hungry. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here at this place, Kinnemost. The Oakentowns strike the earth. Excellent. So we hit enter. Then we're going to get our map. And there's our dogs, cat. The dwarfs are there. I've never played with Space Fox, but it was recommended to me, so we're gonna give it a go. I just like to start by looking around the map. There's soil, especially because I don't know what all these things mean. Alright, so that just looks like soil, some water, a lot of trees. Is this a lower level? Okay, it drops down. And down again. Alright. So in this case, given the way the map is, we're probably just going to dig down a few levels to start. So there's our wagon right here, and we're going to hit X, because I want to have it removed at the very beginning. And now I'm going to... Essentially, I want to basically be pretty much in the middle of the fortress, so we're going to come, I think... It's a lot of water over there, actually. Okay, yeah, I think we're going to put the main entrance over here. So I'm going to hit D, J for downstairs. So D for designate, J for downstairs. I'm just going to build a 4x4 downstairs. And then on the level underneath, I'm going to hit I for up downstairs. And let me make sure I'm selecting the right spots. There we go. I'm just going to drag this down. Maybe 20 levels. That's probably too far, but that'll give us a good start. Now we're going to hit space, and we'll see the dwarves should be grabbing their picks and now coming to mine that. The other thing I want to do that I just forgot is I want to start designating some wood to be cut. So I'm hitting DT to chop trees. We want to chop a lot of trees, but we don't want to chop them right under the wagon, because that's going to make the logs fall, and they can actually hit our dwarves and hurt them, so... Cancels. Why did it cancel it? Huh, what doesn't it like about these squares? Sorry, I just said it canceled these. I don't know why. Did I misdo that? Maybe. Alright, so now I'm going to go to BC, B, Shift C, C, and then X for up downstairs, and I guess I'll just build them out of logs here. I don't know why that's... I must have hit the wrong button when I was designating, but it's okay. We always struck magnetite down here. Right here, is that right? Oh, kaolinite is a, kaolinite here is a flux stone that we can use for steel, and it just said you struck magnetite. But I don't see that. I thought magnetite's an ore of iron. If we go to announcements, we can zoom to the location like that. I believe that's an ore of iron. If you don't know, you can always go to stones and scroll down and see. It is an ore of iron. Excellent. So we are going to be able to make steel very early on in the game. I must have designated these wrong, because they're now causing me problems. So let's just get all of this set up. The dwarf should come and build those stairs now. I don't know what I did wrong, but obviously I misentered it. Earthoclase, excellent. Slate. We're almost all the way down. Actually, I'm going to stop them going down, because now we've gone far enough. I know we have good metals, so we're going to stop them there, and eventually we'll shoot the channel down deeper. So I want to come to a metal layer, to a stone layer, I mean. Cool. God, we really did good. Alright. So you want to come down to a stone layer to build our stockpiles, and I think this is going to be perfect down here. So I'm going to do a wall, dig, and the reason I have him digging out one square and then leaving one and then another, so that we can put doors in there if we need to. And I'm just going to dig out a stockpile. Actually, I want it a little bigger than that. So now they should come up and start doing that. And then on the other side, we'll put our first workshops. What we want to try to do pretty quickly is get everything set up, at least in the underground part of the fort. Alright, there we go. So, and for all that digging, I'm just hitting D to designate, and that automatically sets you up to mine here. So now we should see them starting to mine out a little bit. Very good. And then up here we have all those trees chopped down, so we're going to go... I actually need to take a few more of them down. So D for designate, and then it will automatically be on trees if you're above ground, and mine if you're below. We just want to take those ones down too. And now we already have a huge pile of wood, which is great. Oh, and I forgot to do this, but I like to hit U at the start of the civilization and go over to others just to make sure there's not like a dragon or something in the area we spawned, which is possible to do. So now we're going to hit B, shift C, W. I have to enunciate. We're going to start building our wall to keep us safe, and I want to make this... Sorry, I'm just trying to think. We have so much open space here. I think I'm going to do a small, like, inner keep, and then maybe build an outer one around it. So we're going to do this all in gecko wood, I mean. There we go, and I'll just leave 2 spots open for now. There we go. So they will be coming in and building that wall. Well, they're not happy because there's some wood blocking it, but I think eventually they'll move it out of the way. There we go. We just want to make sure that the fort is secure while the mining is going on downstairs. Alright. So now we're going to go B, Shift C, U for upstairs, and we're just going to start building the scaffolding so we can put in the roof. If you're building into a unsuspend that, Q and then S. If you're building on a B, so one thing at a time. If you're building a fortress into a mountainside, you don't necessarily need to wall it off, but if you're digging straight down, it's really important, because otherwise things will come visit you that you don't want. So we're going to hit B, Shift C, X. I'm building a scaffolding here so that I can start going up a few levels and really wall the fortress safely. So we should see that being built in a second. What are those? Are those apples? No, hazel tree branches and leaves. The trees are growing. That's what's happening there. Alright, so now that stair is built, so I can go B, Shift C, F, and we can put that flooring in that I was hoping for. And we're going to do that in walnut. And there's peach tree. Very good. So now we should see them starting to climb up. And I want to make sure that the miners are digging. It's kind of hard to see in there, actually. I don't want them to go up and help move stuff. That's not useful. Alright, so now we have 2 little workshop rooms down here, so I'm going to set the workshops up. So I do B, W, and then C for Carpenter's Workshop. And that's going to go right here. Then we're going to go M for Mason's Workshop, and that'll go right there. Those are the first 2 workshops that we really need to build. And actually, I'm going to extend the hallway a little bit more, because I want 1 more workshop. And that's going to be our mechanics workshop is the other one I want to build for sure. So let's go up to the surface and just make sure that the roof is being put on nicely. Excellent. It's just important that everything goes smooth. This early stage, we're kind of near the tower, and a necromantic tower, if you're close enough to see it on that world gen screen, that means they can attack you at any time. The dwarfs will you're safe from goblins in the beginning of the game. Normally you're safe from other invasions, you're safe from most mega beasts, but the tower can come at any time. They don't care that you only just started your fortress. So you really want to get these areas finished up before anything else happens, because we could be attacked right now, even. I hope we aren't. We're moving really quickly, and these dwarfs are all going to be unhappy now, because as you can see, it's raining. Dwarfs hate being caught in the rain. It gives them an unhappy thought. Let's look down here and see. Alright, so we're slowly digging it out. Space Fox is kind of a funny tile set. It has like a cartoonish flair to it, I think. So now we just want to do another layer of wall. Actually, no, I think I'll wait on that and get the stuff down here going. So now we have our Carpenter's Workshop, so I can go A, add new task, and we want to make some beds. So that's A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B is just what I'm double tapping there. So there's 7 beds being built, because we have 7 dwarves, and then we want to go here, and I want to make some doors too. I'm just doing A, D, A, D, A, D. So I need to have enough doors to try to wall all the stuff in. Doors are not perfect, but they do keep out a lot of stuff. So until we get a gate built, that's what we're going to do. Alright, now that we have this storage room finished, I'm just going to go to D for designate. Sorry, P for stockpile. And then I want to go to custom stockpile, C, and then T. I'm going to turn basically everything on. Enable food, furniture, ammo, coins, bars, gems, finished goods, leather, cloth, not wood, armor, sheets, and weapons. So everything but stone, refuse, and wood we're going to put in here. The other stockpiles I want to do PS, a stone stockpile around the mason's room. And then a wood stockpile, so it's W, around the carpenter's room. And when I'm going to go over to this stockpile here, the stone one, because we don't want certain things in here. So we hit Q to select the building, S for the stockpile to modify it. And we don't want metallic ores, so we're going to hit F. We don't want economic stone. We don't really want clay. We just want other stones. So that's all I have selected now, so that's good. We can hit escape. And now the other dwarfs will start to fill up these stockpiles. There we go. Store item and stockpile. And that's just U to see units there. And once we get our rock doors built, we're going to... Actually, we can build the bridge now, can't we? Yeah, so we go B, G for bridge. And we want to hit A, because we want it to raise up this way, right? We want it to raise from to the east so that it forms a wall. Now we just have to shape it with U and M. There we go. And we hit enter. We can make this out of that Grinko wood so that it matches the wall. And that takes a while because the bridge has to be designed by our architect, and then built. So it's going to take a few minutes for that to happen. We should start to see everything get brought down. The reason we do these big rooms with a stockpile is I want the carpenter here to only have to walk a few squares. See how he just took the stone from right here and brought it over. He took the wood from right here and brought it over. And that means that our dwarves that are doing our construction projects don't have to travel very far. So I'm going to place a door there, and another door here. And it's important also to door in your workshops, because if a dwarf goes into a strange mood and you can't fulfill it, you don't want them to go crazy and kill someone. Alright, so we should see us starting to drag down supplies. And I'm going to do I for zone. We're just going to pin and pasture the animals in this room. So hit N to pin, and then shift N to set the animals. I'm going to set everything in here for now, because I just want them safe. Except for actually the dogs are fine. Dogs and cats are fine, but everything else will go in there. So then eventually they'll move the animals. And the cat we're going to bring down to our food stockpile so it can eat the vermin that happen to come down there. Alright, so you can see now there's wood all around the carpenter's workshop, which is just what we wanted. The beds are being dragged and put over here. So I'm going to come down a few more levels and set up a bedroom. And I do my bedrooms like this normally, so I have to make sure I'm right. Okay, that's good. This is a very confusing way of doing this. What I'm doing, every bedroom needs to be 3 squares wide so that I can fit a bed and a cabinet for every dwarf in them. You don't need to give your dwarfs that stuff, but it's a pretty easy way to make them happy. So now my miners will come down and do that in a minute. But right now we really do just want everything brought downstairs. And once that's done, then we can kind of move on to other stuff. So we're just going to let it run for a minute. So we slowly bring our goods down, and everything should be taken care of pretty shortly. Why won't they move? Is that all coal? Great. I think we need to actually extend the stockpile a little bit. Too small. Yeah. So all that coal in there is actually messing up our stockpile. But there we go. Now we're getting some clear spots. Alright, so we have just about everything brought down. I'll just actually stop the video for now, and then we will, I'll have everyone bring the stuff down. If you watched the last time we went through all this, I do appreciate you coming back for round 2. We've been, I think it's going to be better to go through this way and kind of play. Although I'm still deciding if I really like this graphics pack. I might switch that, but we'll see, so I'm gonna stop for now. Thanks for watching. If you have any name suggestions, that's right, please put them in the comments. I would love to put your names in. Alright, thanks so much. We'll see you in a few days with the next video.